Hey Lifers, welcome back to another episode of the For Life podcast. This is episode number 8, and we are so happy to have you back with us for another awesome episode.
8, even number.
8 is great.
8's great. You like the even numbers.
I hate the even numbers, and 8 is by far my least favorite number. Sorry, Lauren.
8 is the snowman. I think this might be our best episode ever.
Oh, God. Ew.
8 was my baseball number. They called me snowman because of that. Could be good luck. I'm just saying.
Did they call you snowman because your number was 8 or because you were a little round?
Because I was extra cool.
Oh, God, I hate you. All right, so let's start off with a dedication.
I had ice in my veins.
Oh. Oh, my God.
And a nose like a carrot. So.
Your nose looks more like an eggplant. All right, starting off this week with our dedication of the week, I'm dedicating this to all the cancer survivors out there because we're recording today on Sunday, June 7th, which is National Cancer Survivors Day.
Hey.
So shout out to all those cancer survivors.
You're one of those?
Me being one of them. So definitely.
My dad's one of those?
Yes, your dad as well. My grandma, my aunt, my mom.
Hey.
A lot of people.
It affects a lot of people. It's an important day.
Yeah, so mine was appendix. A lot of my family is melanoma. Todd's dad was lung. So definitely, so happy National Cancer Survivors Day out there to everybody. So let's start off with talking about some things that have happened this week. Sean left us.
Sean's gone.
So we are now back to we're like empty nesters.
I know. It feels weird.
It does feel very weird.
We invited Richie back over to hang out for 2 days because I was having withdrawals of buddy contact.
Yeah, Todd was very lonely. The day that Sean left, he calls Richie and asks if he wants to come back because Todd was so lonely because I'm chopped liver.
No, but you're working.
Yeah,
you were on call.
Yeah, I was on call all weekend, all week. So.
Leave me here by myself with my brand new bar shed? Can't do that?
I got called into work on... Was that Friday afternoon? Yeah, Friday afternoon. And I told Todd I had to go to work, and he went, "Don't they know that we have a bar?" He was like, "What am I going to do?"
Tell him you're exempt. You have a brand new bar.
He was like, "How am I supposed to hang out without you?"
You should get a 1-month reprieve when you build the backyard bar.
Well, I thought that it was like when I picked up this week a call that it was going to be like the perfect week because you were going to want to spend some time relaxing and chilling out. So it would be the perfect time for me to go to work and make some money that we spent on the bar.
I should have detoxed a little bit, but instead I just kept the momentum going.
Correct.
Like a problem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's quarantine problem. So like everybody's having that problem. So I feel like we're all in this together and we'll all get over it together.
Yeah. I wonder if drinking has probably gone up, do you think?
Probably, definitely.
Because I know alcohol sales at liquor stores has gone way up, but also people aren't able to go to bars to drink. So I didn't know if it evened out.
That's a good point. I didn't think of it that way.
Or if if everybody's like me and you're drinking more just out of sheer boredom.
Well, Todd, I have a glass of wine often. And Todd, we'd sit down and have dinner and I'd have wine. Todd never really has a beer or anything. He'll have a Coke or whatever, which I don't understand why that's any better than having a fucking beer or a glass of wine. Cokes are not good for you
They're
whatsoever.
not good for you. But there's no alcohol in it, so you don't have whatever effects come from the alcohol. I think it's interesting that we have 2 different speaking dynamics where you refer to me in the third person because you're like, I'm speaking to the listeners.
Yeah.
And I just speak to you directly.
Oh, what should I be doing?
I don't know. I don't know what's right. I was just thinking to myself, should I just start speaking to you in the third person to keep it consistent? Or do we just keep doing what we're doing?
We just keep doing what we're doing. Okay. We just let it flow. But to me, the high fructose corn syrup, all the shitty sugars in the Coke and everything can lead to you getting fat, which can lead to you getting fatty liver disease, which can also lead to liver failure, which is a very high cause of liver failure.
Just from
being
people
fat.
Drinking too much soda?
No, just from being fat.
Oh, yeah.
So you eating all those damn Hostess things that you bought, plus all the
I love them.
Plus everything, that to me is worse than me having some wine, or could be the same level.
You know what I'm super excited about today? You have never tried a Suzy Q. And I have a box of Suzy Qs.
Those Devil's Food Cake Zing Zangs or whatever.
The Zingers.
Were pretty fucking good.
Zingers are very good. That might be, I'm trying to decide because we have the chocolate covered Twinkies, which are really good, but I think the Zingers might be better. And my favorite, I think, overall is the Suzy Q. So when you look at it, when you unwrap a Suzy Q, it's going to look like an ice cream sandwich, except it's whipped cream in the middle instead of ice cream.
Whipped cream.
Yes. And I think you're going to love it.
Well, those chocolate, those cookie things were pretty delicious too. God, I'm just blowing up because of fucking Todd and his damn hostess thing. We're sitting out of the bar last night. Richie, of course, was taking a nap at 9 o'clock in the evening. So Todd and I were sitting out there, and he walks out with all the hostess snacks and puts them in front of me. So, of course, naturally, I had to try them.
So we had like a hostess buffet going on.
We did have a host with Reese's Cups, too.
So I'm interested. I want you to try the Suzy Q today. Let me know what you think. Maybe we'll run a poll. See who everyone's favorite Suzy Q, our favorite hostess cake is.
A ho-ho.
I know.
Wait, no, a ding-dong.
Well, that's you. I'm saying we put up a poll and we let the listeners decide.
Why can I never tell the difference between a ho-ho and a ding-dong? I never remember. Ho-hos are the...
Ding-dongs look like hockey pucks.
Oh, no, I don't want...
Ho-hos look like Swiss cake rolls.
Oh, yeah, yum. Those. I like those, for sure.
They're great.
So I don't know if you guys saw, but I accidentally had some Woodbridge wine the other night, and I emailed Woodbridge telling them how much I loved their wine. And so Todd got a Yingling sign to put up in the bar, and I was like, well, fuck, if he gets Yingling, I want a Woodbridge thing. But I went on their website. They had no paraphernalia that you could buy whatsoever. I was like, I want a shirt, a wine glass, maybe a sticker, some sort of shit I can put on the bar. But they didn't have anything. So I emailed them, and I was like, hey, I drink a lot of your wine. I love it a whole bunch. I want to put something up on my wall. And he wrote me back and said, thanks so much for your support. We're sending you a gift bag.
Hey, you're getting some merch. I wonder if you'll get wine or if it's going to be like signs that you can hang up in the bar, some glasses with the logo on it. It's going to be interesting to see what they send. Swag.
I was very specific when I said that.
Something to hang up.
No, that I only drink Woodbridge Chardonnay.
Yeah.
I think I said Woodbridge Chardonnay.
But will it be swag or will it be actual bottles of Chardonnay?
I wouldn't care either way. Both work for me because that's the shit.
Is it better than other wine?
So a lot of my friends that I work with, John and Danica in particular, like to roast me. And one of the doctors I work with, they like to roast me because the wine that I drink, Woodbridge isn't expensive. For the big 1.5 liter bottle, it's like $10. And if you go to Costco, it's $8.99.
It's pretty expensive compared to others.
But that's 1.5 liter bottle. It's a big bottle.
It's the alcoholic size. Yes.
It's the alcoholic size. But like these a-holes are spending like $25 on the tiny bottle of wine. Like that's not copacetic for my drinking habits. Like I can't spend.
You run out too fast.
Yeah, I can't spend $25 on a tiny bottle.
Can't get a buzz off your tiny bottle.
Oh, fuck
what
your
What are we on an airplane? Why you give me tiny bottles of wine?
I'm now gonna call.
I need a jug.
I'm now gonna call normal sized bottles of wine airplane wine. Sorry, you only got the airplane size, loser. Oh my god! All right, what else has happened? Ooh, we played euchre last night.
Yeah,
I beat you.
You did. We were way up too. Your mom and I were way up. And you and David came on a major comeback.
And I didn't even know what I was doing.
And it was all my fault, too.
I messed up twice, too. I played the wrong cards twice, and we still won.
Yeah.
Because I don't play euchre. I just started playing euchre when I started dating Todd.
Pretty much an Indiana game. I think there's a couple other states, too. Somewhat Illinois. But you go around the country, not everybody knows euchre.
It's really fun.
Spades.
Though.
If you don't know what euchre is, it's kind of like spades. That's the closest game it is to. Most people know how to play spades, I guess. So.
Like I would consider it kind of like rummy, like gin.
No, it's not at all. But
well, you pick a suit, and that's gin.
It's pretty far from gin. Pretty far from gin rummy. Anyway.
So that's an Indiana thing. So another thing that we did with Todd and Richie played a lot of cornhole, and they were looking at cornhole bags, and why are cornhole bags so fudging expensive. I mean,
because they're awesome.
8 bags are like $130
for now. You're talking about you're getting actual certified ones that are official, that can be used in official pro tournaments. Those are expensive. You can get a decent set of backyard bags for $35.
Well, Todd played with Sean and got very spoiled with Sean's fancy bags. So now Todd wants the fancy bags.
I can only throw with those now because if I play Sean again, I have to be familiar with that type of bag. And these are the bags that have the rough side on one side for sticking to the board and not sliding, and then a smooth side so that you can kind of run up the board if you need to.
Do you not feel like that's cheating?
No, that's how the pros play because that's the rules.
But then wouldn't you be a better cornhole player if you had some shit bags that just slid everywhere?
No. So would it be better to watch Major League Baseball players play with wiffle ball bats? No. You need good equipment. It's what the pros do. It's what I do.
I saw this one thing and it said, what sport would be more fun to watch if you added a moderate amount of if the players had to drink a moderate amount of alcohol? And I immediately thought baseball. I'm like, baseball would be so fun to watch with these drunk ass players trying. It
would be softball. It'd be rec league softball then.
Okay.
Which was a good portion of my adult life.
Oh my God, that's so funny. But that's the sport I thought of. All right, what else has happened this week? Oh my God, it was hotter than blazes yesterday when we were sitting outside, and Sean insisted that we put those misters up. Have we talked about the fact that the barn?
We might have mentioned it, but specifically, yeah, we have like Vegas misters that Sean installed all the way around the roof line, basically. So it's above, it goes all the way around the deck area.
And you can't see them. They water my flowers, and they mist my fern because ferns don't like to be watered. They like to be misted, and so it's the perfect watering for the fern. And you sit under the bar, you don't get wet, but the breeze comes and it changes the temperature.
Well, you got to be careful on the end for some reason because of the way the wind blows. Like if you try to eat with the misters on, it waterlogs your food.
You're gonna have a bad time.
This is what was happening to me yesterday. So I got to go through and maybe turn every other one off. It might help. Do that? But how cool is it to have misters? Yeah. I mean, it really does probably cool it down 10 degrees.
Easily 10 degrees. Easily. Oh, speaking of water, I got to finally clean the house, Todd.
You did. I mean, this house has been a wreck ever since construction started. Our white tile, just a muddy mess.
It's been demolished. And Sean left, and the first thing I did was cleaned. I mopped over the floors 4 different times. 4 different times I went over. I had to do it and then do it and then do it before I had.
But you enjoy mopping too.
I do. It's so satisfying. It looks.
You like so Cinderella. Remember how Cinderella used to love scrubbing her stepmother's floors?
I don't think she loved that at all, Toad. I actually think she hated that. Hence why she tried to go to the ball and get away. But I wanted to do the baseboards. I wanted to do everything, but I got called into work, so I had to stop abruptly, which kind of pissed me off.
You did a good job cleaning. House is clean. This house is clean.
And then I got to...
It's from the poltergeist.
And I got to take over the bar. Todd and Richie were sleeping this morning, so I went out to the bar, and I finally got to clean off all the countertops.
This is the difference between women and men. On the he shed, she shed, it's very evident because guys enjoy having like the little bar mats out and maybe some spices showing and shit like that. And on the actual bar, we had jars with olives and stuff in a little tray in one corner of the bar. You want the bar totally empty.
I also want the countertops totally empty.
You want it to look sanitary.
Absolutely.
Not like lived in, comfortable.
No, I want it to look clean and pretty constantly.
You want it to be like Better Homes and Garden magazine cover.
100%. All day, every day.
Where I enjoy it looks like, oh, this is a really comfortable, like fucking lived in bar.
You do like that.
Uh-huh.
I also want to take down all the liquor bottles that are on the shelves. They're driving me.
This is one thing this is probably the stupidest thing you've ever said. I mean, the whole back wall on each side of the giant TV is filled with awesome bottles of liquor on shelves. It is a bar.
Oh, God.
That's what every bar has. And you want to take it off and put little plants up and shit.
Yeah, like cute
it's
flowers.
A little fucking craft shed.
A picture frame of sorts. Or...
Negative. No, not happening. But it's a bar. You're not going to turn it into some like little feminine little Pinterest shed.
Yeah.
It's a bar.
I can't wait.
No.
You sleep way more than I do. So every morning you're going to wake up and something's going to be different. I already told him when we're done here, we're going to Target to find cute things.
We'll find cute things. You can accessorize with. You can accent things with greenery and these little foo-foo things, but you got to keep the cool-looking manly bar stuff out there. It's got to look like a bar or you're defeating the purpose. People can be like, oh, is that your gardening shed?
No, but to me, it's
not.
Yeah,
can I come over and prune some shit with you at your gardening shed?
Bar, it's like a hangout spot.
No, it's a bar actually.
I also think it's absurd that we have all those liquor bottles up because you drink beer.
Mm-hmm. But I'm getting more into vodka drinks.
Maybe
and stuff.
A margarita,
mules
every once in a while, and I drink wine.
I'll sit and drink bourbon on the rocks sometimes.
I like a good mule, though. We should have that tonight.
We have lots of mule cups, too. We have 2 giant boxes of metal mule cups.
Guess what?
That's what I have left from the comedy club.
And what wasn't out there when you went out there today?
I don't know.
The mule cups.
Why, I mean, it's a bar. You've got to show shit. I'm going to have to redo it all. If you don't put them back on the shelf they were on, I'm going to put screws all over that motherfucker and just start hanging them willy-nilly across rafters.
I would rather them be hung up. I want to use that table for like my cute things, my accessorizing things. I don't want those ugly mule cups.
You understand it's a bar.
Do you know
that's why people are going, you're going to turn it into something nobody wants to come over and see. No one wants to come over and fucking help you do origami and fucking make little potted shit. They want to come over and fucking get hammered. They want to have a cocktail.
You can get hammered while making
There's
origami.
There's a grill in it.
Exactly, though. It's like we don't have liquor bottles all over our
No, you just
kitchen.
don't understand how bars work.
Oh, my God.
This is this is the craziest argument I've ever had in my life. You're taking this awesome thing that was built that people have loved that we've shown, and you're going to bastardize it into something that no one's ever going to talk about again.
I'm doing the opposite of bastardizing it. I'm feminizing it.
Yeah, which is worse.
Which is better. It's going to be so much prettier. I can't wait. Get ready for the before and after.
You have the kind of bars that close every 6 months.
I fucking hate
the little foo-foo ones with the little portions of food that are fancy as fuck and no one likes. Only craft beer that really, there's maybe one out of the 400 there that you're going to like. Like, these pop up all the time and they close within 6 months.
Do you think
my kind of bar hangs around? My kind of bar is like Cheers bar.
This is going to be
It's going to run 20 episodes or 20 seasons.
Do you think that people actually like IPAs, or do you think they just say they like it to fit in?
Some do, and I enjoy one every now and then. I just like maybe one with my dinner. I'm not going to sit out in the hot sun and drink 10 of them, I can tell you that, because I'll get a Kings Island headache. You know, the kind of headache you get at the amusement parks or Cedar Point or whatever, like halfway through the day. Oh, my
God. I didn't know any.
That's what IPAs do to me. I don't know what it is. Like, God damn, have I been on a roller coaster for the last 2 hours? Baking in the sun?
I just feel like a lot of people have to fake it, like be like, and they wear their fedora and drink their IPA and have to pretend. Because, I mean, fuck, if you really want a beer, you're hot, you're like, sitting, you want a patio pounder, you want something easy, grab a Miller Lite, grab a Yingling, grab something easy to fucking drink.
I will say the Blue Moons were going down good yesterday.
They were.
When it's hot, ice cold Blue Moons out of like a cooler.
Yeah, cooler.
Oh, dude. Come on.
Or a Spotted Cow. Those Spotted Cows, you got to get.
Spotted Cow's good.
You have to get those when you go to Appleton.
Yeah.
You have to pick some more.
Big Wisconsin beer.
Big Wisconsin beer. All right. Let's see. What else? Oh, so I lost my dog brush. I don't know where the hell it is, but Dave brought over the dog brush. So I brushed Carter, and our backyard is covered in hair. I mean, there is so much dog hair back there. I've never seen anything like that. And Carter looks like a different dog. He looks 10 years younger.
I know. And they shed so much. And then we had a box full of it in the burn pile. I just burnt and watched how it burns.
Great.
It's very flammable. And it keeps other dogs away. I have a joke about that on stage because every dog in the neighborhood's like, no, that's the house that burns dogs. So I was wondering how to repurpose dog hair. I started asking you, I said, look up what people are doing with their dog hair. I mean, most are throwing it away, but there has to be things that people are doing that are useful with dog hair. If they have these giant dogs like we do, that shed insanely amounts of hair.
So I looked it up. I saw somebody knit a shawl with their dog's hair. They had like a sheltie and they knitted this shawl. Shawl. I don't fucking know.
I think it's a shawl.
Shawl?
Shaw. SHAW, isn't it? It's a shawl.
Wouldn't that be shawl?
There's no L, right? I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe it is a shawl. There's a shaw.
This is the pan thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, moving on.
That kind of a scarf thing. I don't know that I would want to use the dog hair to wear.
No.
Because it's not, I mean, it's kind of gross when it's on you. Like when it's all over your shirt and shit. Anyway, like when I get up from this love stand, I'm going to be covered in it.
Well, she like literally spun it like you do sheep's wool. So she like spun it and made her own yarn. So it's not like she like glued it onto something. So
it's an actual like textile material now.
Correct. Yeah. She spun it down to make yarn.
Wow.
And I have no idea the process of that. I couldn't even.
Do you think you could do that to make extensions? People could wear as hair extensions?
It's disgusting.
But would that be cool? Like if you were like, oh, I'm going to go husky today. And you had like the husky color and extensions in your hair. Just highlighting it.
No, I don't think so.
The ones that just kind of weave in and I don't know.
Those are called weaves because you weave them in. Mm-hmm. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Other people make, like, they give them to the birds. Like, they put in a pile and the birds will come and get it and they'll make nests with it. But I think this part in the season, birds are done nesting.
And also, I think that's for people that don't have the amount of shedding that we have, because that's a slow play. I mean, we had that big pile in our yard was out there for 4 days, and the birds weren't making a dent in it.
I will take these 4 pieces of hair. Yeah. Thank you.
Maybe a handful. Let me set this here and see if the birds utilize it for their nest. You don't have like buckets full of it.
Somebody said they use it to protect their gardens. You were saying that that's true because it takes the rabbits away.
That's what I think my grandpa used to do that. I've heard that. Now I don't know if that's like an old wives' tale or if it actually works. If you're a farmer or something like that and you listen to this show, because I know we have some, and you have some actual knowledge on this, I'm dying to know if this really works. In theory, it makes sense.
Well, they said it's a fertilizer too.
Yeah, but like you would think like rodents, wild animals like that smell dog, they won't want to come near. They're like, oh shit, there's a dog that's going to want to eat me.
You would think
near that garden. So that it makes sense in theory, but it could be one of those things too. Just bullshit. All
right, I'm done talking about the dog hair.
You're done talking about the dog hair?
Well, we need other people's opinions to tell them.
Yes.
I feel like we just spent 3 minutes talking about
I would like to hear the listeners' ideas on what to do with dog hair.
I need to talk about
I feel like we could insulate our attic with it.
Oh, easily.
If we collect enough, we can just start putting it in trash bags. And then I think we just throw the trash bags up there.
That's such a fire hazard, McComas.
Probably. You're probably right.
I want to talk about something that you have been doing a lot more lately than you used to, and it's pissing me off. You are not flushing the toilet.
That's a lie.
If it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, you can let it mellow.
How am I not flushing the toilet?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm definitely flushing the toilet.
No, it was just yesterday. Just yesterday I had to do it.
Well, I mean, if I'm really drunk or something.
It was in the morning.
I might forget. Well, duh.
Oh, my God. Well.
By the way, I mean, Richie and I were out there until 5:30 in the morning. Had no idea it had gotten that late. Just like looked around. We're having a good time, drinking, doing other things, and then playing cornhole. And then I'm like, dude, I think the sun's coming up. And boom, there it was. And I looked down at my phone, 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I had to go to work Saturday morning, and they came to bed when I had to go to work Saturday morning. He came into bed as I was getting up.
It was glorious.
They did have a good time, and they woke up the next morning still laughing and talking about it. And you didn't sleep in that late.
No, I got up at like 10:30, 11.
Yeah, so that was nice. Because you were awake. I didn't think you were going to be awake when I got home from work, but you were.
I felt good, man. Yeah. I felt good. It was like a cleansing.
So I was listening to the radio the other day, and I heard the song "Bad Touch" by Bloodhound Gang. Do you know what that? Do you know that? I have
no
song?
idea.
You really don't?
No idea. I'm not a big music person, you know. I don't listen to a lot of music.
Well, it's this.
If I do, it's old shit.
Well, it came out in 1999, right? And it's basically talking like you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do.
On Discovery Channel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that came out in 1999, 9 years old, maybe 10, depending on what month it was. But I mean, I remember singing those fucking lyrics. Like,
do you know why that song's so powerful? Discovery Channel was dying. They were about to end until that song came out. And it got so popular that it saved the Discovery Channel.
See, I can like guarantee that that's false because I think like in 1999 was when all that Planet Earth shit came out, and that saved the Discovery Channel.
No, it was the song. That if you look it up, the song came first, and then they started coming out with cooler shows because they had listeners or had viewers.
With the mop and bucket, like it's so dirty and just being, I fucking love
it. Is it? Wait, all right, go through the lyrics. You mean it's like graphic?
Well, there's one part of it, and it goes, love the kind you clean up with a mop and bucket from the lost catacombs of Egypt. Only God knows where we stuck it. Hieroglyphics, want to be Pacific. I want to get down in your South Seas.
Okay. So is it biblical or is it sexual?
It's metaphorical.
All right, explain the metaphor for me. I'm not getting it at all.
Oh, my God. Well,
go through it line by line.
I don't know if I can. I'm not going through.
Bring it up on your. Oh, you can't.
I can't bring it up on my
phone. Give me a line.
No, I don't know a line, but I just like.
You're just saying 4 lines.
Let's see. I can't remember anymore.
Jesus Christ!
But I just was listening to it on like repeat, just dying laughing, thinking about being 9 years old, singing this in the backseat of my mom's car. My mom's just nodding along.
I think there's a lot of songs like that.
Especially nowadays.
Mm-hmm. They get radio play because technically they're not graphic by the language. So, and then kids sing them and they don't know they're talking about butt fucking or whatever.
Oh, here's another one. Please turn me on. I'm Mr. Coffee with an automatic drip. So show me yours, I'll show you mine. Something.
Oh. Yeah. So like he has a leaky dick.
Sounds like it.
Maybe he has the clap.
Well, once you turn him on, it'll be an automatic drip.
Oh.
Like Mr. Coffee, you turn him on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's fucking
I don't know what's going on with this.
I don't either. I'm so sorry. All right, let's move into topics because I just don't remember. Please, everybody, keep listening. All right, topics.
This whole song probably is just about making coffee and stuff, and you're turning it dirty.
Yes, because my mind is so filthy. All right, topics of the week. Do you have any superstitions? Are you superstitious at all with getting on stage or anything like that? Do you like have to have the stool on your right side or it's not going to be a good show? Or
it's not so much superstition as ritual. I do have a lot of stuff, but I wouldn't say it's like, oh, if this show's going to be a disaster if not. It's just it's just preference. I do like the stool on the right side because I'll hold the microphone in my left hand, so I grab for my drink with my right hand. So I just like it on the right side, but it's an easy maneuver. Some comedians like it on the left, so if your opener has it on the left, you just get up quickly, just slide it, boom, grab the microphone and go. But it's not going to wreck the show. I don't have anything like that, I don't think.
Do you have any superstitions in life?
I don't think so. I'm not really superstitious. Just don't. No, not really. Superstition's a serious, powerful word. So, I'll do like Ryan Niemiller and I were in that roast challenge. We won the first round. And then he was like, hey, do you want to switch up who goes first? And I'm like, if it's not broke, you don't fix it. Yeah. It's kind of my rule. We keep the same rotation until we lose, which we lost the next one. So then it was like, all right, go. You can go first. Who gives a fuck?
Well, see, now that you say it like that, because all the superstitions that I was thinking that I had, they aren't really superstitions. They're rituals.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like...
I think there's a difference.
Oh, there's a huge difference.
Superstitions are, some people will literally, like, get sick knowing they got to do something without, I don't have my hat. I don't have my hat today, I'm going to die in this car crash now because I don't have my lucky hat.
Well, because, people at work think I'm crazy because I think I'm slightly obsessive compulsive disorder, as I feel like everybody is learning on this podcast. But like when I leave my locker and the locker room, I have to go back to my lock like 3 different times and touch my lock before I can leave.
No, that's OCD.
Yeah. So that to
For
me,
sure.
that's like.
It's like how I have to have all doors and things closed.
But I also think that if I don't do that, I'm not going to, like, it won't be a good day. Like if I.
Oh, well, then that's kind of superstition.
I guess that's kind of, maybe I'm just psychotic.
It just drives me, like the door thing drives me crazy. But it's not like I'm like, oh, yeah, but if I don't go back and shut the cabinet door before I leave the house, I'm going to die in a horrible car accident, you know? But it just bugs me, like aesthetically. Like, oh, I don't like seeing that door open.
Oh, my God. All right. I want to talk about some weird facts. Do you have any weird facts that you want to spill to me?
Oh, I do, but fucking didn't get them off my phone. Go through yours. I'll think of it.
Okay. I learned one that said more planes were destroyed in World War II than there are currently in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there are more planes that were destroyed in World War II that are in circulation today in the world.
That makes sense. I watch a lot of World War II movies. And when you watch the pilots doing the dogfights and the bombing raids and shit like that, like that, I mean, that's a special breed. All of them that fought in World War II, special breed, greatest generation, whatever. They're awesome. But when they got in that bomber and they went out, they knew that like 2/3 of them weren't coming back every time.
Yeah.
And these kids, they're like 19, 20 years old.
I feel like they were even younger than that.
Yeah. And just jumping in there, knowing, all right, we're going to go. We just hope they were so patriotic and so behind what they were doing. They were like, just hope we can get there and drop these bombs on the target. It's not important after what happens after that, if we are able to live through it or get back home. Like, it's crazy. People don't think like that anymore.
I wish that I was more of a history buff. I wish that like science and math weren't so like such my strong subjects. I wish I would have given history a better chance in school to like learn and soak it in instead of just memorizing it to pass a test.
Well, history is important because it guides the future.
That's what we were talking about last night.
Yeah. And I love it. I mean, I'll watch documentaries, you know how I am. And so I love war shit. Anything on World War II, World War I, Vietnam War. I love all that stuff because of the military guy in me. But I also I love the Wild Wild West, all the Prohibition. I love learning about all that stuff because the world was so crazy. Because what gets me about it is you try to put yourself back in that time. And like, God, can you imagine living how they lived? Could I do it? Would I thrive? Would I die? You know?
That's good, yeah.
Can you imagine living in an era where if you got a bad enough scratch on your leg,
you die. You
have a good chance of losing your leg and dying. You know what I mean?
It's like absurd to think of right now as I'm staring at this burn on my arm.
I would just create a suit of armor. I would become a blacksmith, and I would live in it all the time, so I never cut myself. I would be terrified to get hurt.
You sweat all the time. That would be a miserable idea for you.
But at least I'd live. I mean,
I'd be sweaty and alive.
Yeah. I mean, if you fell off your horse and you broke your leg, you were going to be crippled or die. You know, crippled the rest of your life or die. You couldn't make any mistakes in life.
That's still a possibility with riding the horse, though.
Yeah, but at least science can help you somewhat.
And Richie's fact was really interesting, too. If there's like a statue of a person from the war and they're riding a horse, if all 4 feet of the horse's feet, all 4 of their feet are on the ground, it means you survived the war. If one of the horse's leg is up in the air, it means you were wounded in the war. And if both legs are up in the air, if the horse was rearing, you passed away in battle. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, statues?
Yeah.
That's how you know, yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's really good. All that shit's interesting because you look at all that stuff and you don't know that there's all these
There's so
other
much
meanings
backstory
to it. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I had some great fucking facts, and I put them in my goddamn phone, and now my phone's up here as a camera, and I can't access them. It's going to drive me crazy.
I read this one, too. At the height of his success, Pablo Escobar was spending $2,500 a month on rubber bands to hold the money he was making. Isn't that absurd?
I know. I think it's could be true.
I think it could be true.
I asked the two guys that.
Oh, did you talk about that on 1041?
Yeah, and they said they don't know if that's true. Or, no, not 1041, back in the Heartland Radio days. But the two agents, Murph and Pena, that took him down, I had that fact on deck, and I asked him if it was true, and they were like, well, we've never heard that before. We think maybe that's just folklore. But he had so much money. Could be.
Could you fucking imagine? Could you fucking imagine?
No, I can't imagine. He had houses full of money, like every room just stacks of money. So it's very likely.
Did you know that the term mint condition comes from when coins leave the mint, they're in the perfect condition, so that's the mint condition?
I did know that.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, but now it gets used for everything. Basically, it means like as brand new. If it's a mint condition, it's like brand new. Right. Yeah.
And then I saw the term piss poor. I think this one's absurd.
What's this about?
So like way back in the day, the tanners would use urine to like tan the hides. And so really poor people would give them the pee in order to get something in return. So that's like you're piss poor,
Do what now? Say that again. So people were tanning animal hides.
With pee.
With their own piss?
Yeah, but they're like you're piss poor, so they would use their pee to get the hides. They
would trade their pee.
Yeah, so that's like piss poor.
For animal hides.
Yeah, for like warmth and stuff like that.
And what were people using their pee for?
To tan the hides.
Why did they just pee on it themselves?
Maybe they had a bunch of it. I don't know. This is what Reddit is teaching me. I don't fucking know, okay?
It's so weird. So at one point in time, they needed so much pee that it was actually valuable to collect pee from other people instead of just... Because, I pee, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a day maybe if on a good hydrated day. So I probably could produce, I don't know, what do you think, 3 cups of piss a day, 4 cups?
I would hope more than that.
I have no idea.
Well, you think a cup of pee is 8 ounces. I'm hoping you pee more than 8 ounces of time if you only pee 4 or 5 times a day.
I doubt I pee more than 2 cups. That's a lot. Have you not given a specimen before? I fill the cup. Rarely do I piss more than that cup.
God, I'm sitting here just imagining how, once again, something that the fact that you have a wiener makes your life easier. The fact that you and Richie can just pee outside all fucking night and I have to constantly walk inside. That's one.
That's why you can't be in charge of the bar.
And 2, filling up a specimen cup at the doctor, getting a drug test or who knows what, and you can just hold it and pee in it.
How do you guys do it? Do they just lay out like a mat? Or do you sit over some kind of tub and then... Or a funnel. They just have you put a funnel underneath with a hose that goes directly into a specimen cup.
No, you have to hold the cup underneath you and pee in the cup.
That's bad. You're gonna get all over your hands.
Exactly. Every time.
Why don't they should create like a strap-on funnel situation. You just put your legs in there, kind of like, like you're putting on underwear, but there's a funnel cup situation at the bottom of it, and then a hose that goes down, so you guys can do it more cleanly.
Well, they have something like that for female hunters. You can get it at Cabela's or whatever. It's called the Shiwi or something like that, and it looks like a male's cup, like a cup, and then it has a spout that goes out of it. So you hold it over your hoo-ha. And it pees.
So you can pee outside like a guy?
So you can pee outside like a guy.
Women want to be dudes so bad that they're creating fake pee wieners. Not even for sex. It's just that they want to be able to pee like dudes because we're so cool.
I am. That is probably one of the most things I'm jealous about not being a guy. Is I would love to be able to just stand up and pee in a corner and not have to, if you're in the woods, and squat down, not get on your pants or your shoes or whatever. Could you fucking imagine being able to do that?
If I lived back in the olden days when they were really into tanning animal hides, I would have my own pee factory, and I would just have poor women sitting in chairs that have potty chairs that have no bottom, and there was just a trough that runs under it. So I would have 40 or 50 poor women just sitting in these potty chairs, and as they peed, it would drop down into the trough, and it would run off into big vats, and we would just have a whole animal.
Well, I'm glad that you're
operation.
hiring these poor women and not you, considering you don't even pee a cup, which is still just beyond me. I can't with this, Jesus Christ. All right, we're moving on from these facts because you're insane. Do you have a stupid question? Like, what's the stupidest question you've ever been asked?
Stupidest question I've ever been asked? I don't know. Do you have one?
A question that just drives me absolutely nuts that I get asked all the time, and I think it is the stupidest question ever, is they ask me what Marnee is short for. And it drives me crazy. I'm like, Marnee is 6 letters long. It is 6 letters long. Like, how long would my name be if it was short for something? Like being like, oh, Todd, what's Todd short for? Okay, like Todd Liffison or some dumb shit. But like, because your name's only 4 letters. But
Toddathan.
I mean, shut up. That's all. I wish I could. I wish I was clever and I could come up with a name that Marnee was short for. But like, really?
Marneen. Maybe you just drop the N.
If my name was Marnee,
like Maureen, but
I would kill
Marneen.
my mother.
Do people know what your full middle name is?
I don't think so. Loretta. Retta. Marnee Loretta.
Loretta.
Not Loretta.
It's Lou, like a dude. L-O-U.
R-E-T-T-A.
Loretta. So that's a made-up name.
My mom
it's never existed before.
Didn't hate me enough for my first name and giving me my first name being weird and then spelling it weird too. She had to give me a weird middle name and spell that one weird too.
Yeah, it's impossible to spell your name.
But I love my name now. Growing up, it was a nightmare. I remember I would keep my middle name under lock and key.
Yeah.
But now I love it.
You still should, I think. Loretta's weird.
I love my middle name.
Marnee is a cool name because it's like Marnee, Marley, all those names are cool because it's 2-syllable. Ends in E. This is always good. Good recipe. Loretta, I would never.
I like Loretta now. I really do. I like that name a lot. I had a listener email or message us, and it like made me cry sitting. I read it to you, saying that they liked my name so much, and if they had a daughter, they might name her Marnee.
Hey.
I love that. I mean, like seriously, I was in tears. I sent it to my mom, and she's like, "Well, wow, that gave me chills." I'm like, I know, it was so nice. You guys are fucking awesome. I don't know. So my name's Marnee Loretta, and then my sister is Emily Ann.
Hers is so simple.
Like Emily spelled normal, Ann, A-N-N.
And she's older than you.
Correct. Favorite child.
So I think maybe your mom went through a period. Was she doing a lot of acid or something?
A lot.
Like,
a lot of acid when she had Emily. No, well, when she named Emily, it wasn't even on like the top 100 names. It wasn't a common name whatsoever.
Emily was not a common name. I mean, it's Old English. It's been around for longer than our country's been around.
Go look it up. And then
Emily Dickinson.
So she was born in 1987, and that's when it started. 1987 had Emily was the number one name for girls, and it was like the number one name for girls for a long time. So after Emily was named that, the name blew up. So it wasn't a common name when she was named that at all.
I probably went to high school with 27 Emilys.
Well,
in my class.
Maybe they were.
I had a class of 139. There were 27 Emilys.
I don't believe, God, you had a class of 139?
Mm-hmm.
I think, oh my God, I think I had like 1,500 kids in my class.
Really?
And now the Carmel's classes are like over 2,000.
Huh.
Isn't that absurd?
Emily Earhart.
Oh my God. It's Amelia Earhart. I can't fucking stand you. Do you have any weird scars?
I have a surgical scar.
That is a weird scar. It's ugly.
I call it my Bruce Willis scar because if you watch Die Hard with Bruce Willis, when he goes down to the wife beater, you can see this scar that's on the inside of his shoulder, kind of right side of his chest. It goes down. I have that because evidently we had the same surgery where we had to take the tendons off your shoulder, cut them down, tighten them up, put them back on.
Ew.
So your shoulder doesn't fall out of socket all the time.
Ew.
And then I have a really weird one in the palm of my hand, and my pinky's all fucked up just from me and my buddy, Dell Young. We were drunk, got into a fight, and somehow when I woke up in the morning, my pinky wouldn't move. evidently the tendon snapped off of it, and they had to go down and get it and put it back on. And this doctor in Bowling Green, Kentucky, butchered me with some kind of technique, and this hand's all fucked up now.
It feels really weird too.
Yeah, it clicks whenever I close my hand. My pinky clicks.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's really gross. So I have those 2 scars. Do you have really? You have one from getting your entire intestines taken out.
I hate that scar. I don't like talking about it. But I have multiple scars from that since it was laparoscopic. Yeah. No, but ew, I hate those scars. No, I have a scar on the back of my head from falling in a fire pit.
Ooh.
So it was like the first year we moved to Indiana, and they were setting off fireworks, and they set them off too close to the porch. So I took like 3 steps back and missed, and my foot went in the fire pit, and then I cracked my head on the brick. And God, head wounds bleed so much. Like,
what if you just would have went unconscious and just laid there and your head would have burned up in the fire?
Well, their fire wasn't going.
Oh.
But I remember, like, we were so new to Indiana, we didn't even know where the hospital was. And I just remember, like, I had a towel, like a bath towel holding on the back of my head. I remember getting to the hospital and looking at the towel, and the whole thing was covered in blood. I mean, when did I move here?
Head wounds bleed.
I mean, I was like 6 or 7 years old. And I don't have that much blood in my body. Like, shit. I also have a scar on my right foot from when I was a kid. Emily and I were playing catch with a globe. And it was one of the metal globes that was, like, attached in the middle. And
why were you playing catch with a globe?
I don't know. Cause
were you pretending like you were gods? Ooh,
that
let's throw the world.
But so she threw it at me. I missed. Obviously, my athletic ability is awesome. And I didn't catch it, and it landed on my foot. And it split open in my foot and split my foot open. You could see down to the bone. That was kind of cool.
Really? Mm-hmm. Jesus.
I've had to have stitches and staples so many fucking times. I have this scar on my elbow. It looks like a penis. I fell down. I mean, it definitely looks like a wiener. I fell down the stairs. Like, I mean, I was in nursing school. It was probably 10 years ago. I slid down the stairs, and my elbow caught the railing of the banister in the corner and just split it wide open. And I was wearing 2 jackets because my mom in the wintertime, she's just as cheap as I am, won't turn the heat on. So I was wearing 2 jackets, and I was like, God, that fucking hurt. And I was just laying on the ground in the, like, entryway of the house. And my mom was like, you're fine, get up. I walked in the kitchen. I was like, God, it hurts. Like, you know, when you hurt yourself and you're like, I feel like it's bleeding, but half the time it's not bleeding. It just feels like it is. So I remember I was taking my arm out of the jacket, and Dave was sitting there, and he went, let's get in the car. My whole elbow was just filleted open.
Filleted open. I have that. I have on the same hand that's fucked up from the tendon thing, I stabbed myself really bad. So I used to have just a scar here. Bailey, it was my first Christmas after the divorce with Bailey. I was opening a Star Wars rifle with my brand new knife that I bought myself. It was the only thing I got for Christmas. And I had those plastic ties, and it bust through, and I almost stuck the knife all the way through my hand. So we spent Christmas morning in the ER there, first Christmas with him after the divorce. And his mom had to come to the ER to pick him up.
That's fun.
It was horrible. And then I have a weird, like, little dent and a line here in my hairline from getting hit in the head with a bar stool during a bar fight, and knocked me out. So I have this little divot in my head now.
I think it is a gift that I met you at this point in your life.
I think so too. I think I'm way more calm now.
You also you can't ever have your palm read by a palm reader, because I feel like they would tell you the wrong things because all your lines in your hand are so fucked up.
Yeah, they would just go through and they would be like, you make horrible decisions. You used to fight a lot when you were drunk.
You're a big dum-dum. All right, Todd, it's that time again for Listener Questions.
Listener Questions.
So, Raina wants to know, do we listen to any other podcasts, or do we just support ourselves? She didn't say that. I added that myself. She just wanted to know if we listen to any other podcasts.
I love listening to other podcasts. I don't have much time. That's one thing, like, especially an idiot like me that is on 3. It's hard to get time to listen to others, but I enjoy, every now and then I enjoy Tuesdays with Stories with Mark Norman and Joe List. I used to listen to it, I mean, every week.
I haven't listened to that.
It's really good. Obviously I like Rogan, depending on the guest. I don't always have 4 hours to just sit there and listen.
I was listening to him this morning while I was cleaning.
Yeah. And probably my new favorite is Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. You and I both love that.
It's so good.
I think it's the most creative. I mean, I just love Conan O'Brien. He's just so himself. He's not afraid to go into those weird old-timey voices and stuff. And that's not for everybody, but he loves it. And because he loves it, I love it. I don't know. It's the greatest thing going right now.
The Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, like the first season. I haven't listened to much of the second season. Todd and I will binge it when we go on road trips. But the first season, the first episodes, there's one with Jimmy Kimmel. And that one's not funny per se. I mean, it's funny, but like it's so interesting to hear Jimmy Kimmel be like, yeah, my job's a job. I don't really love it. And you're like, what? Like everybody's so honest on it. So yeah, definitely that one. That's a great one. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
And I'm always looking for new true crime podcasts because I loved Culpable so much.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody has great ones, send them because I love those. But that's when I get to listen. You know, since comedy stopped, my long drives to comedy shows were where I would really listen to podcasts. I would knock out 3 or 4, driving each way.
Right.
3 or 4 episodes, and I loved it. And hopefully it starts again soon. But when you're just sitting here at home, and numbers are down, everybody should know. In podcasts, numbers are down across the board. Now, I don't know if it's affecting the super, super famous or not, but for most people, your podcast network will tell you numbers are way down because it's how you consume it. Like you consume it in your car on your way to work, many people do, and on your way home. You'll like typically knock out a full episode of somebody's podcast, half of it on your way to work, half of it on the way home. Or if you're at work and you have a cubicle job where you can put in ear pods and nobody cares. Right. A lot of people will consume them that way.
That's where my mom listens.
Not a lot of people at work right now compared to, normal. So it's weird. It's, people are listening less right now.
So those are yours. Mine are Kate Hudson and Oliver Hudson. They have sibling revelry.
Rivalry?
No, it's revelry.
Revelry. Okay.
It is so good. So they take other famous, so they're obviously brother and sister. So they take other famous siblings, or one of them's famous and the other one's not.
Who are they again?
Kate Hudson. And then, you know who that is. She was in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Kate Hudson is
an actress.
Goldie Hawn's daughter?
Yes. And then
I love her.
Yes. And then Oliver Hudson, who's her brother, is hilarious. I mean, he's so funny. It's so good. So
did he play in movies and stuff before?
No, he's just recently is on a TV show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But he's hilarious. So they're interviewing other famous siblings. If one's famous or they're both famous, it's very, very good. I like that one a lot. I really am enjoying Steve-O's podcast.
Oh, I got to listen to it.
A Wild Ride with Steve-O. I'm super enjoying that one. It's very good. He interviewed Wee Man and listening to him. He interviewed him, Shaq. It's very, very good. He interviewed Ronda Rousey.
Oh, nice.
I'm not a huge fan of hers, but you listen to her talk, and she is a really cool, interesting person. She's super interesting. So that's another phenomenal podcast. Cool. Okay, next with Brian asked. When I read this, I thought he was asking you this question, which I guess makes no sense now that I literally just looked at it, and I'm like, I think he's asking me this question.
Well, it's about a vagina.
No,
so it
said, did you and Bailey get along right away? And I don't know why I thought it was asking.
That would be a weird question to ask. But, hey, did you get along with your kid right away, or did it take a few years?
Okay, so.
Yeah, when he was first born, I thought he was an asshole.
I am so fucking stupid. Bailey and I did get along right away. I mean, he's just such a
he's so laid back.
Nice fucking kid. And I remember, when I used to go to the Southport house, and one morning, Todd sleeps forever. I don't sleep. So I woke up, and now that you know my psychoses, the kitchen was a fucking disaster. And so I woke up one morning, I just started doing the dishes and cleaning the kitchen. And he walked out of his room, and he went, "My father better not have made you do that." And I was like, no, he didn't, I swear. So
yeah. I just this is what I charge women for having sex with me. You can have sex with me, but you're going to have to clean my house after you're done.
But no, I mean, I don't think Bailey and I have ever gotten in an argument or a disagreement or anything. We lived together for 2 years. I mean, there was stuff that like
pet peevey stuff
that I'm sure pissed him off about me and I, whatever. But I think that's just normal. And you guys all, once again, the cleaning kitchen, that's a thing for me. But I don't, it's like I don't really mind doing it. I just like to hear myself bitch.
But he's pretty easy to get along with.
He's so easy to get along with. He's so phenomenal. So yeah, we did get along right away because I got very lucky that Todd has an extremely good, normal son. That reflects off of you.
Because I'm a good raiser of children.
You are a good raiser of children. All right, Kelly wants to know, you've been eating healthy, like this hypothetical. You've been eating healthy for 2 months. I know you haven't. And you decide to go hog wild. What is your go-to unhealthy, I regret this meal in the morning?
Man, it's got to be, I just love pizza. Like when I binge, like if I'm really ketoing or something, which I've done a few times throughout my life for like 2 months or 3 months to get going. It's got to be pizza. I just smash it because you're not getting those carbs. So your body knows what it's missing, and your cravings come from your body telling you what you need. So at all times, I need devil's food cake and whipped cream because I crave Suzy Q's constantly. But when in periods like that, when I'm eating healthier, it's usually
that's a zing zang. The devil's food cake is the zing
zingers. Well, also the Suzy Q. You're gonna find out. You're gonna love it.
I'm so hungry. I'm gonna go. Definitely, we're gonna go eat when we're done.
I'm gonna cook you something. So, by the way, we're cooking on Sean talking me into getting that flat top grill.
Was the best thing ever.
Cooking on that thing is so much fun. It gets a little hot back there. We got to figure that out.
Really hot.
And it's just like a grill. Like I never ever want to cook inside ever again. Fuck a stove and an oven.
Right.
I just want a flat top and a grill. But I think it's pizza for me. That's usually what I want to smash the most.
I want a Big Mac with extra mac sauce, a large fry, a Coke, and then I want either maybe some brownies or a funfetti cake or a strawberry blizzard.
Yeah, you're very much a burger person.
I love burgers.
You love hamburgers. I like them, but you really
that's the hardest thing about, like, I would love to be a vegetarian. I would crush being a vegetarian if it weren't for summertime.
Yeah,
and
it's only burgers that you want.
I want burgers, and I like chicken salad, but fuck, I can. Yeah. Who cares? But I want a big burger on the soft bun with a tomato and a shit ton of mayonnaise and ketchup. I'm the condiment queen. Anything that I can put a condiment on, I'm murdering it with a condiment.
Yeah.
And now, dipping.
What's your favorite toppings on a burger?
I am so plain. I want my medium burger.
Well. All right.
My medium well burger.
You don't like
last night was medium and it was good.
Yeah, like light pink.
No, I don't.
I mean, that's what it was last night.
Yeah. But that was okay. Like, I want it to just be almost medium well. A tomato, an onion. I don't need lettuce. It gets soggy. And then to me, it sops up my condiments, and I want them in the bun and the burger. So yeah, burger, lettuce, big old beef steak tomato, ketchup, and a shit ton of mayonnaise.
See, I've gotten to the point where I'm done with garden on my burgers. I don't want tomato.
Oh, I want tomato.
I don't want onion. I don't want lettuce. I don't want any of that stuff. I just want the burger and cheese. And, maybe if I'm doing like eating a creative type burger, then I want some mushrooms on it or whatever the theme is for that burger. Bacon. I like bacon on my burger. But I'm down to where I don't want all that other shit. I don't like shit sliding. It drives me crazy when I bite into a burger and like the tomato causes it to slide at the bun. I just want to flip the table. Be like, I'm done with your restaurant. You're sliding burgers.
It's so unlike you to have patience like that. Like, God, you never freak out. I'm surprised I didn't hear you calling the burger last night a fucking mutt.
I was having fun though cooking for everybody.
Oh my gosh. My mom and I were talking about that this morning on our walk, that you are so damn good on that grill. I mean, the corn, the burgers, the brats. I mean, Todd just wants us all to get fat.
This is a real almost sickness I have. I love feeding people.
Yeah, he does. And he's so good at it. So it's
My
perfect.
son, I mean, I would drive him crazy sometimes because he was more of a healthier eater. And I just wanted to just like spoil him with all these crazy, awesome foods, you know, and he just wanted a salad. It would drive me crazy. I'm like, no.
Why do you want to? You can't make friends with salad.
I know.
Can't make friends with salad. All right. Tyranny wants to know, if you were single and 24, what advice would you give yourself and why?
If I was single and 24? The advice I would give myself would be to finish college. I mean, if I had to be honest, like I would tell myself then, just go into stand-up comedy. If you're single, at 24, single, no obligations, whatever, no bills really or whatever, looking back, armed with the knowledge I have now, I would have said start stand-up immediately. Don't do anything else. Live with your parents for as long as you got to till you work your way out of it. Just, I would love to have started stand-up way younger.
I'm glad you were a cop, though.
But for normal people, I would say, comedy would have never came into my life. Not finishing college was kind of fucked me up because I couldn't go federal with law enforcement, and I could have made so much more money.
Yeah, you would have been so good at it,
Federal
too.
cops make so much money. I mean, big six-figure salaries. And we do the same job. Like, I only worked with feds, pretty much. I worked with DEA agents and ATF agents most of my career, like hand in hand, U.S. Marshals. And they were making literally 2.5 times what I was. And it's a lot of times I was buying their dope for them and stuff. I was doing more dangerous ends sometimes than they were. And they were making 2.5 times my money. So I just, when people like, sometimes people on social media ask me for cop advice, like, oh, I think I want to be a cop when I get done with college or whatever. Immediately I say, just go federal. Don't fuck around. Go federal. Make money.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
They have an awesome retirement plan, all that stuff. So that's what I would do. What would you do if you could go back? 24 you, which was only like, what, 2 years ago?
Fucking 6, bitch. I would tell myself that it's okay to be single. Please don't rush into marriage.
Yeah.
You don't need it. Like, date for as long as you can to really learn about that person, about yourself, etc. I would also, like with travel nursing, I would have loved to have taken advantage of that while I was 24 and single.
See, if I was a nurse, that would be so much fun. Like, that's advice you should give young people. If they ask you for nursing advice, like I'm getting ready to go to nursing school.
Free travel.
Dude, why wouldn't you do that for 8 or 10 years?
You have to have 2 years of experience. And because they want you to be certified. They want you to have experience. They want you to know how to do the job
But if you get out of nursing school at 22.
Yeah.
And then you can knock out 2 years.
And go travel.
And be 24. And then just go hop around to one cool ass city for another. And you could probably stay 3, 4 months, 6 months at a time.
They're 12-week contracts, but they're usually, you can extend it if you're having a good time. You can extend it.
You could go do it in Atlanta. You could go to Nashville. I was looking at them, Texas.
I was looking at them in Alaska and Montana because I really wanted to go. Before I met you, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm going to Montana. I'm going to go travel there. And I'm going to go to travel to Alaska. Just go to like the cool places because, I mean, if I make X amount of money every week, travel nurses make 5 times that. And then they get money for food. And then they either find housing for you, or if you find your own, they give you a housing stipend. So you have travel, you have food, you have housing.
That's the way to do
plus
it.
A shit ton of money. Now, you don't have a 401k. You don't get benefits. You don't get sick days. So there is like...
Yeah.
But
do it while you're young. Knock it out while you're young. And then by the time you're 30, all right, let me find a hospital. I'm going to settle down and I can be out for 20, 25 years and get my pension and all that stuff.
I would want to tell myself, it is okay to be single. You do not need to be in a relationship. It is okay to be single.
Those years, 22 to 30, man.
So fun.
People don't take advantage of that 8-year period enough. That's one thing I would tell every young person is, do everything that you want to do, even if it sounds like nonsense. Who gives a fuck? It's like a do-over constantly before you're 30. You can't fuck anything up. Just don't get the wrong person pregnant or don't get pregnant by the wrong person. And then other than that, there's no major fuck-ups.
Correct.
Don't get arrested, I guess, whatever.
Don't get arrested.
But have fun, travel, try cool shit before you get bogged down in life.
Well, before, because, we don't need to beat a dead horse, but that.
Yeah, don't beat any dead horses.
Don't beat any dead horses.
You will go to jail really fast.
All right. Casey said he is 28 years old. Oh, shit. Should I have said his name?
Casey? That's just a first name?
Yeah. Oh. He didn't say make it anonymous. Fudge. All right. 28. He's dating an older person than him. We'll go this. We'll make it generalized. He's dating an older woman. She has kids, and she just recently got divorced. And they've been seeing each other and talking to each other for a couple months. Okay. Before anything got serious, she told him, like before they were in a relationship or anything, she told him that she loved him. And he was like, I'm a little skeptical because I feel like I'm the rebound guy and I don't want to get hurt. And I don't want to fucking sugarcoat anything, but Casey, you sound like the rebound guy.
Yeah, it happens a lot. I mean, I would go slowly into that one.
Yes.
Casual, don't get committed yet. Just be like, you know what? Let's just hang out for a while and see what happens. Go easy with it because it's easy for someone to come right out of a divorce and want to lock back in to commitment town.
I think that's the best thing that I did, and I think you helped me with that a lot. Like, because I was dating before I met you. I was dating, after my divorce, and then I met you, and you're like, no, I'm not getting serious, because you had just recently got out of an engagement. And so, like, you're like, no, I'm having fun. Like, I cannot do this again. We're not getting serious, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to see other people. You can see other people, and we did. And I think that was so beneficial to our relationship.
It'll be beneficial to her to do that for a while because I don't know, you learn so much more about yourself, especially if she's a person who like I got married young. I got married at 24, had a kid at 25, and I was married for not long to her, but then I immediately went into a quick marriage right after that. So I was married 12 or 13 years of my young adult life, man. It was like almost like prison. When I got out, I was like, oh, I didn't know there was all these other things. And once I took time to experience it, it changed me.
Right.
It made me a better person for someone else.
Right.
Like it took me a long time to be like you way out kick your coverage with me. But
you're a pain in my ass, dude.
Just because I'm so awesome now,
awesomely annoying
to be with, but I wasn't always this way.
I can only imagine. I actually am feeling sorry for the past two.
Yeah.
I would say just take this slow, Casey.
Yeah. Because you're in such a different situation than she is.
Yeah.
You need to make sure.
And you're young too. You're 28. Fuck.
Yeah.
Have fun. Shit. All right, McComas.
Yep.
I'm done. Are you done?
That's all we got?
That's all we got, bro.
All right. Well, this has been a fun one. I
agree. Thank you so much for listening. Do not forget to follow us on social media at For Life Podcast. Go to wherever you can rate and review those podcasts. Give us 5 stars. Give us a review. I haven't read the reviews in a while, but I bet they're fucking hilarious.
I love reading the reviews.
They're so good. And also thanks to everybody that slid into my DMs.
Yeah, you complained about who's sliding in your DMs.
And all you guys slid in my DMs.
Can I say something? Can I plug something real quick? June 26th and 27th, stand-up comedy is coming back for me. So I know that we have a lot of listeners in the Wisconsin area. Appleton, Wisconsin, June 26th, 27th, 1 show Friday, 2 shows Saturday. They only are allowed to sell 60 tickets per show because they're phase 3 or whatever of quarantining. So limited amount of tickets. So act now. And that link for tickets to that show are on toddcomedy.com on my comedy calendar. Just hit buy tickets. Takes you right to it.
Okay. So don't forget, go buy a ticket and also rate, tell your friends about us. I know podcast numbers are down, but I think for being a new podcast, we're doing great. And it's because of you guys. And we're so thankful. But tell your friends, and don't forget to hit us with the listener questions or any topics or a dedication even that you want us to do. This is a podcast for you guys. We're just here to talk shit and get in fights over what we want the bar to look like on fucking the podcast. So thank you guys so much for listening. Y'all are the best. Till next week, have a nice life.
Living that full life.